All right, last note. Let's jump on down to Baton Rouge, where Coach O, obviously his time's winding down, and man, this guy has thrown caution to the wind. We saw it against Alabama. We saw it against Arkansas. They're playing tough. They're losing, which obviously you don't want to see, but hey, they're playing to win down there in Baton Rouge, and that is not always the case when you've got a lame duck coach. And I say that because Coach O is also, he gives no damns anymore. I mean, he is basically throwing his offensive coordinator completely under the bus here, Jake Peetz. I would imagine Coach O and Peetz don't have a great relationship at this time. Coach O was asked about his offensive coordinator and basically said, I took Joe Brady's word and it kind of backfired. He wasn't ready for it. So, man, these are some fire comments from Coach O.
Hey, Coach, when you hired Jake Peetz, he's obviously a bright guy, a lot of NFL experience. Would you, reflecting on it, maybe want a guy with more play calling experience, or do you feel like he's been learning on the job at all, or how do you look back on that?
The one thing I did was trust Joe Brady. I wanted his offense. I wanted somebody who could run it. I knew there'd be a learning curve, and there's a learning curve, but that's also why I hired DJ. DJ's he's in charge of the third down. And look, those guys are new. There's a big learning curve. Was it a mistake or not? I won't say it was a mistake. But they need to do a better job, and they know that. I think the outstanding men, every time I get to work at 6 o'clock, they're there. Look, I came Saturday morning, work out early, DJ is there. It's not like they're not working. I just think that their experience level may not have been what I needed for this job.
Coach, you already talked about the team morale, but I want to circle back just on the offense specifically, 2 back-to-back weeks where them making a play could have been the deciding factor in a win. How are they feeling on offense, and what have they been saying?
I think they're pissed. To be honest with you, I don't blame them. Just tell the truth. And we got to take responsibility. Well, we got to put them in a better position. That's the only way we keep this team together. We got to tell the truth. Now, if it was a play that, we should have made a play. It was right there. We could have beat a guy. We're wide open and we missed the ball. That did not happen. There's a lot of times where they need to be put in better situations. I don't mind saying that. I'm responsible for that. I'm not. Somebody's gonna write that up. Put somebody underneath the bus, whatever they call that. There ain't no bus over there where I live, okay? I'll just tell the truth, and that's the truth. We should have put them in better position. So those that write that, later. You can say that when you're a lame duck coach.
Ooh, man, and he says it perfectly, right? I mean, hey, I'm about to get fired. I got nothing to lose by saying this stuff. Oh, my. Ooh. But I cannot believe he came out here and said this. But, hey, maybe the biggest there have been many issues at LSU this season, but maybe the biggest indictment is the fact that Max Johnson has not really progressed, and that is on Peetz. And so maybe Coach O, maybe his criticisms here are valid, and Coach O says they're going back to Max Johnson. Garrett Nussmeier is advising him to sit the rest of the season so that he can keep his red shirt. Apparently, Garrett Nussmeier he had that extra game to play in. That's what last game against Arkansas was all about. Didn't win Coach O over, so they're going back to Max Johnson. Let's kick it over to Coach O.
Ed, good morning. Just, I guess, the obvious quarterback question. What's kind of the plan at that position moving forward, and how would you assess how those guys have played?
Yeah, I like Garrett. I think he's a good player. I like Max, a good player. I don't feel like Garrett beat Max out. I don't think that Max deserves to be benched. I gave him a chance to beat him out, although I think he's a very good player. That play he made the touchdown play he made was a phenomenal play. But we also a -3 in the turnover ratio. We only scored 7 points. So Max is still our starter. It's going to be up to Garrett and his father if they want a redshirt or if they want to play in a backup role. And perhaps, again, go in the game, and if he plays better, keep him in. But, if I were him, I'd redshirt. There's only 2 games left, but that's not my decision. And let me say this again. Some guys wrote some stuff that I really didn't like. I mean, I'm giving them the option to redshirt or not, and that's what I do for everybody. Now, who plays in this football game, I'll decide that.
Coach, over here on your right, walk us through how Max handled the benching. And
Say it again?
Walk us through how Max handled the benching. How do you think he handled it? And
Like a champ.
how do you think he'll?
Like a champ. Hey, didn't say a word, like a champ. Hey, look, he ain't said a word. Yes, sir. Got it. Hey, that's it. And nothing else been said.
All right, so I really appreciate the transparency. If nothing else, I mean, Coach O, again, he's giving no damns at this point. Love to see it. Wish more coaches would be this transparent and tell it how it really is. But he's got nothing to lose, so he's just letting it all out, and I'm here for it. All right, so that's all we got on this episode of the show. Cousin Shane will be back. We'll be previewing some of this matchups for the upcoming weekend. A number of SEC games to break down, so catch us on the next episode. And as always, if you made it this far, if you wouldn't mind going that extra step, giving us a 5-star written review on the Apple Podcast app, we really appreciate each and every one of those. But that's going to do it. Catch you on the next one.